Hello, my name is Henry.
I'm Tafsir.
And today we will be reviewing solving equations with variables on both sides. To truly understand solving equations with variables on both sides, we have to know what a variable is. And a variable is
a quantity that may change within a problem and is usually represented by a letter. To start, we have a pretty simple problem here. The goal here is to get all the variables to one side and all the numbers to other so you could solve for the variable. To start, you should add 3x on both sides. That'll give you 6x minus 1 equals 1. Next, you want to get all the numbers to the other side. So you should add 1 to both sides. That'll give you 6x equals 2. Now to get x by itself, you should divide by 6. That'll give you x equals 2, 6. Which, when simplified, is 1/3.
Please take a moment to pause the video so you can solve this problem for yourself. In this problem, as Tafsir said, we need to get all the numbers to one side and all the variables to the other side. So to do that, we would add 7 on both sides. We would end up with 0 here. And then that would be positive 6 right here. So 5x equals 4x plus 6. So now we want to get the variables to this side. So therefore, we would subtract 4x. And that would end up being 1x or x. So x equals 6. Now that we know our answer, x equals 6, we can plug in 6 for all the x's to make sure that our answer is correct. So 5 times 6 and 4 times 6. So 5 times 6 equals 30, and 30 minus 7 equals 23. So 23. 4 times 6 equals 24. 24 minus 1 is 23. So 23 equals to 23. Now we know that our answer is correct. So for this problem, we're obviously going to have to get the variables on one side and the numbers on the other side. To do that, we're going to add 4x to both sides. That's going to end up obviously being 0, and that's going to end up being 0 as well. Now we end up with 3 equals negative 7. That seems a bit peculiar, doesn't it? That means whenever you come up with an answer like this, it means you have no solution, and then you are finished the problem.
As you can see, we have a word problem here, and it says the equation on 4.05p plus 14.40 equals 4.5 parentheses p plus 3 represents the number of p of pounds of peanuts you need to make trail mix. How many pounds of peanuts do you need for trail mix? This is the equation. 4.05p plus 14.40 equals 4.50 parentheses p plus 3. Obviously, on one side of the equation, you have the distributive property, so let's do that. 4.05p plus 14.40 equals 4.5 times p, which is 4.5p, and 4.5 times 3, which is 13.5. Now, we have to get all the variables to one side and all the numbers to the other side. So, let's start by subtracting 4.05p on both sides. That'll get us to 14.40 equals 0.45 plus 13.5. Now, you want to get all the numbers to the other side. So you subtract 13.5 on both sides. That'll be 0.45 p equals 0.9. Now, you want to divide 0.45 on both sides, because that way you get the variable by itself, which will equal 0.9 divided by 0.45, which is 2. As you can see, we have a pentagon here, and our goal is to find the perimeter. So they gave us two equations. So we're going to equal them to each other, and one of them has a distributive property. So we're going to multiply that. So you distributed 3 to the x, and distributed the 3 to the 1. So that'd be 3x minus 3 equals 5x minus 6. Now, as again, you have to get all the variables to one side, and all the numbers to the other. So, we're going to add 3 on both sides. That'll give us 3x equals 5x minus 3. Now we're going to subtract 5x on both sides. That'll give us negative 2x equals negative 3. Now you subtract, now you divide by negative 2 on both sides. That'll give us x equals 1.5. Now we're not done yet. Since there are 5 sides of the pentagon, you have to do 1.5 times 5, which will give you 7.5. So our answer is 7.5.
Now we are going to review what we have learned today.
First, we learned that in an equation with variables on both sides, you have to get all the variables to one side and all the numbers on the outside so you can find out what the variable is.
Equations can often have no solutions, and whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. Thank you for watching our video about solving equations with variables on both sides. We hope this helped you with solving equations with variables on both sides.